This program is intended for a mature audience. If you are not 18 years old, stop listening and find more age-appropriate content. If you are offended by any content herein, that is your own problem, as you have been warned. Do not try this at home.
Release the Kraken!
Because I am ready, and I will not let this opportunity slip through my fingers. Cup of coffee, man. Wow, man.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
Oh, I am enjoying this.
Get on with it!
While she's doing that, folks, this episode is brought to you in part by IdealVaporLLC.com. Check them out online, or you can check them out in person at Portage, Wisconsin. Great little shop they have right there. And I believe they have a vape lounge. Rob, do you think they got a vape lounge?
I believe they do, yes.
Maybe a pool table?
Definitely a pool table.
How about a knowledgeable staff of e-cigarettes and e-cigarette accessories?
Is that, yes.
Yes. Okay, and a nice little CBD plus. And if you tell them Bad Habits Network sent you, they're going to fire Hammer personally. And also use the code BHN 15% for 15% off all your purchases at checkout online. That's, again, IdealVaporLLC.com. Tell them Hammer sent you, and I get fired. I love it every time.
Now, do they ship the CBD too?
I believe they can, but there's still some possible legalities in that. It's what's on their site is what they can ship.
Yeah, gotcha.
No worries. I think that's probably the best promo we've ever done.
Probably. Gotta throw that question out there because who knows?
Who knows? Maybe you will later. Check them out online. www.idealvapor.llc. Or no, not dot. Jackie's going to kill me.
Yeah, she is. She's going to fire you 3 times over now.
Well. My fun fact about the Ideal Vapor Shop, my flag is the only flag still standing for Hammers fired. Everyone else has lost their fired flag.
Well, not everybody else is cool like that.
Absolutely. Oh, Liz is warming up. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to do a little bit of the baby Verber thing, as I call it.
You do that. I'll drink my beer.
You'll drink your beer? And I'll aggravate Liz, too, by sipping a little whiskey before this.
No, I mean, if you do whatever brings you joy, and if the whiskey's going to bring you joy, then by all means, go for it.
I will do so at leisure. I enjoy my bad habits responsibly. I use a glass.
Yeah, that's the only responsible part of it.
So, folks, I want to welcome to the stage Miss Liz Howard, a fantastic human being of high regard and of yours truly. She's currently a keynote speaker for Reaching Way Over Yonder, How to Make the Breakthrough. Welcome to the stage, Liz.
Thank you. Oh, you were talking about my TEDx talk, Reaching
Yes.
All the Way Over Yonder.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I've researched you a little bit. I apologize. I've stalked you, so to speak.
Oh, my God. So what'd you find?
I found that your website translates immediately into German.
But you know that if you go on, if you Google my business, Soul Food Seminars, and then click on my website, and then
Yes.
if you click, I think is it the right hand or left hand?
Yes.
Right, left hand?
Left hand.
Anyway, it translates back to English for you.
And I loved it. I was giggling about that because it's like, I understand half of this because I can read some German.
Wow.
A little bit. Only I can't speak it, though. I have never been able to orate the Germanic tongue.
Yeah, it's a bit of a challenge, I must admit.
Yes, but I claim to be fluent in Turkish, and I still can't do German. It's weird. So, guys, quick facts about our friend Liz here. She is a musical keynote by the well-known TED Talk spokeswoman and X Factor vocal coach, Liz Howard, as well as she accompanies the grand piano to her musical director and her second musical director on the guitar.
Yeah, Philip, he's nice. He's the son of a preacher man.
Oh, good song, too. I like every rendition I've ever heard except for one.
Okay. Which
own.
was?
Which was my own. I stink as a musician. I put that thing down. I'm a singer. I'm not a musician.
Okay, got it. Okay.
And she's working also with, right now, veterans transitioning in and out of the military, mainly out of the military back into civilianized worlds.
Exactly, yes.
Again, you are a human being who created something I wish I had in 2006 to 2008.
Yeah, no, more like 2006 to now.
Now.
Yeah,
Now.
Too late.
The transition is real.
Yeah, it's never too late.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It's never too late to make that not only just the transition, but the spiritual transition, which means for me that you're capable of having better conversations with your partner, your children, and I even say even your animals.
Oh, my animals, they get all the communication because it's like the only thing I can talk to that doesn't judge or talk back or think I'm dumb.
Exactly.
So, my dog gets it all the time. He just sits there and he listens and he puts his head on my lap and he just, okay.
And I've had to find ways to vocally navigate my family in this house I live in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because each person is different.
I mean, and you even get it, the transition it's a real thing. And like, it's no joke when I say 2006 to present because I'm still transitioning. And I have a very difficult time with no camaraderie. It's all about me, all about me, all about me. And it's not, what can I do to help the team?
Yes.
And that is what just kills me. It's like, I mean, excuse my language, it literally pisses me off. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, we're all a group, especially when it comes to work, where we're one unit trying to achieve the same goal. It's to get out on time, get home safe, and get the job done.
Exactly.
But nobody wants to work together to achieve those goals.
They're all opera singers.
It's all
They're
about
all
me.
Me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, oh my God. Well, I mean, you've seen me at work. It's just.
Yes, I work. Not only do I do a show with Rob, but I work with Rob again. For now.
Okay.
Another 2 weeks.
Okay.
Rob will be moving down to Florida.
It literally seems like it quite literally. Well, no, the last time you and I worked together was almost a year.
Yeah, it was 2018
to 2019.
To 2019.
Yeah, to July. Yeah, so it was almost a year, and this one's only 4 months.
Yes, indeed.
So, whatever.
So, Liz, quick question: how did you get into the motivational music? How do I put it this way? You're a motivational coach, if I may, but you use music. How did this happen? I'm curious. Your origins.
Well, it's a really interesting story. I had my band, and we would do gigs and galas and all that stuff. And I mean, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. But I just got to a point where, after being on stage and giving all that power and just really sweating, like it was almost like coming out of the sauna when I finished each job each night. There would come a moment when the person who invited us to come play or perform at that particular event, the top cheese would always come with flowers. He was more or less either drunk or half drunk, and they always wanted to kiss me and give me flowers, and I just was not a fan of that, because I just felt like he needed to do the right thing by giving me 2 kisses on each cheek. And here I am sweating and just, and want to get off the stage and just, if you could just give me the flowers and say thank you and let me take a bow and say thank you and let me go, that would be great. But, they always wanted to give me a kiss or hug me or something. And it was just totally uncomfortable for me. So I had to go home and meditate and have a serious conversation with Mama Universe, and I just said, listen, I really, really love the aspect of giving music to your children. I really love that part. I just said, but I really would like to have something where I can help heal and not have to be surrounded by drunk people, although everybody is entitled to get drunk and get wasted. No judgment here. But in German, they say it's ein undankbares Publikum, which means it's not a really grateful atmosphere to be in the middle of. And I just felt like there was more. So I just meditated on it, and then Soul Food was born. I had two groups, one male group, one female group, and actually three in a mixed group. And I just listened to guidance, and they said, okay, this is what you're going to start to do. You're going to take the music and you're going to help people, especially the Germans, come out of their shell, come out of their perfection, learn to be a little bit more playful, learn to communicate while being playful, learn to discover all the aspects and the highs and lows of their voice, and let them have fun doing it. And that's what we're going to do with you. And I said, oh, that sounds like fun. And then it just started. And like I said, I started with three groups. I had an all women's group, I had an all male group, and then I had a mixed group. And in my all male group, I had a wonderful, wonderful artist who actually writes for somebody really famous here in Germany. He's what you call a ghost writer. He writes the jokes for this guy. And
please tell me. I apologize for interrupting, but please tell me it's not David Hasselhoff.
David Hasselhoff belongs to the United States.
I know, but Germany wants
German. Well, they used to. Those days are long gone.
And I thank Mama Universe for that.
Yeah. No, that was back in, when was that? When David Hasselhoff was here with this late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
And the women, of course, the German women just loved him. But, like everything else, sometimes you have enough hamburgers and you want something else. And I think, actually, I don't know. I know there was something in the press. I don't really want to go deep about it, but he kind of did something where the women were standing up and giving him roses, and there was a little bit of a faux pas there. And then after that, they never invited him back. It was really weird. But I think he was a little tipsy. But don't quote me on that. I just remember that something happened in the press.
I do recall it because it was when he was drunk on camera trying to eat a hamburger. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know. I could be very wrong because it could be like Alec Baldwin.
No, he was in a closet and his daughter's recording him. I remember this was like probably.
Are we talking Baldwin or Hasselhoff?
No, Hasselhoff. This was like 12 or 13 years ago. I remember it.
Yeah, so it was way before that, but I remember there was a bit of a faux pas, and then they just stopped inviting him back. I know that he claimed that his people were from here or somewhere up north or something. I kind of remember a little bit of that, but yeah. But so anyway,
apologies.
No, it's okay. But it was after we had a really intense group session that was just fabulous, and then he wrote me when he got home, and he just said, Liz, he said, what you do, he said, what you give, he says, it's soul food. And I said, that's the name of my company. That's what I'm going to call it, Soul Food. Soul Food. And it was really interesting because then I started getting feedback from Germans, and they're like, you can't name your company Soul Food. Who's going to know what it is? Da, da, da. And now, like 10 years later, everybody's coming up. All the Germans are coming up with soul this and soul that and soul. And I said, oh, isn't this interesting?
So
isn't this interesting? Yes.
I love it.
I do too. And I'm very, 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 very grateful for it. I'm grateful for each soul that I have the opportunity to meet and speak with. I'm grateful for every soul that reaches out and says, and ask me something about their voice or what can they do, or if I have any type of guidance. I'm grateful that Mama Universe whispers to me to speak to every one of her souls. I'm grateful for the fact that she trusts me to do it, and I'm grateful that she has fun with me, and a lot of times she whispers some really crazy shit, and it's pretty funny, and I'll just say, I can't say that, and then she'll say, yes, you can. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
then I say it, and then boom, yeah. Yeah, so that's basically, and I'm grateful for it. I still do gospel concerts. I'll be performing in a theater in Christmas, and next year I'm bringing some top musicians from the United States to do a gospel tour next year during Christmas, and I just had a meeting with the drummer from Gladys Knight. Well, he plays for Earth, Wind, and Fire. Gladys Knight. He's top dog, top dog. I met him. He said, "Yes, I'm coming." And I had a conversation with one of the top keyboarders in the United States, who's like he's won like Grammys for playing gospel music, and he said yes. And I'm taking a bass player who is actually happens to be my sibling, but he does play the heck out of a bass. So yeah, so I'm really looking forward to having but I'm going to use or ask my musical director here, my German guitar player, the son of a preacher man. I have to have him because we've been working so long together, and he can really play. I mean, and he's just so talented, and yeah. So it's a balance, you know. I have the chance to work with voices, and then when the opportunity presents itself, but it's an opportunity where I know that I'll still be connected with Mama Universe, then I'll say yes, I'll do it.
Fantastic. Now,
Yeah.
I do have a question coming in anonymously, if I may ask it.
Ooh.
You stated
I'm not telling how old I am.
No.
Nobody's business.
I will tell everyone officially, Mama Universe has told me that Liz is 29 and a half, and that's the way she's going to be forever.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Even though my mother used to say that. Okay, go ahead. Ask the question.
The question is, Liz spoke of stage work. Did she bring another outfit while she was on stage for intermissions? I have an actor friend who's does a lot of stage work who's asking this as well.
You mean for intermission? Oh,
yes.
No, because the thing about it is during intermission, I do not go outside. I stay in my room. I'm quiet, might have something to drink. I just keep saying, thank you, my cup runneth over. In other words, during intermission, that's the time to get really, 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 really quiet. Because normally when the second half of the show begins, and if you've been quiet and been paying attention, all of a sudden that channel is going to open even more stronger, and you're going to hear ideas on what to do, how to walk out there, how to open, what to say, how to say it, how to have fun with your audience, how to laugh, and just So no, I retreat back to my four walls, and I actually ask people, and I always say, please don't take it personal, but just let me be quiet for a few minutes, and I enjoy it, and I just kind of sit there and listen.
My friend is thanking you so much for that answer right now.
Oh, welcome! You're welcome. You're welcome.
So, also, what prompted the veterans communication training? I'm very, very curious about this as well, because we've talked separately, but I want to share this with Rob as a fellow veteran. My cohort here is very curious as well. I'm speaking for you, Rob. I apologize.
No, it's all right.
His energy levels are still kind of low from a nice 12-hour day.
Okay. It's a really interesting story. I've been hearing the whisper, and I feel a lot of times that we are guided and guided to step into our greatness, and a lot of times we fear. Dick Gregory said something that I once I heard it, I never forgot it, and he said, love and fear are not capable of occupying the same space. Now, having said that, I would often hear these whispers when, especially after having so much fun with the Germans, because I think the universe was preparing me for the veterans. And then she was like slowly saying, don't you want to do this for the veterans? We think you're ready. It's time to do this for the veterans. It's really time. And she'd whisper every now and then, especially after I'd have like 2 or 3 days of a serious, absolute phenomenal training with all these fabulous voices and people coming out of their fear and dropping their tears and sweating and laughing and farting. Yes, sometimes they fart because when you breathe, sometimes you have to. And we would just have so much fun. And then after it was all over, I just say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then she'd say, don't you want to do this for the veterans? Don't you think you want to do this for the veterans? And I'd say, no, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready. And she'd say, well, we think you're ready. We think you're ready. And then I just kept having these really great moments in the corporate world with all these analytical PhD folks, you know what I'm talking about, where you're able to get them out of their mind and guide them back into a wonderful space of who they are and who they should be, or who they've always longed to be. And now you have somebody giving them permission to go there. So and then she'd say, well, don't you want to have fun? So there's two things that happened, two stories. I'll try to be quick about it.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Okay. So, well, the first story was that I was invited to Switzerland to do the same workshop, and they were all couples. And after the first day of doing my training, I was just sitting behind the piano, and she just kind of whispered, look up and look around the room. What do you see? And for the exception of one couple, they were all in the corners, behind the doors, hugging and kissing and touching and loving on one another. And she said, you did that. Pay attention to that. And I'm like, huh? And then the second day, it was the same thing. And then the third day. And then they were just like, it was all of a sudden like they all fell in love again. They fell in love again. They loved anyway. But you know what I'm saying? It was back to that. It was back to that love. Like when you first fall in love, remember when you go, I love you. No, I love you. I love you. And then you say, okay. So we have to hang up because we've been talking too long now. We have to hang up. And then you say, okay. We're going to count to 3. 1, I love you. I love you more. 2, I love you. I love you more. 3. Did you hang up? No. Did you hang up? No. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was that kind of love. And then
I can attest one of our members in the audience does this to this day.
Really?
Yes, myself and with my wife.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
yes.
Isn't that nice, And you're just like waiting for, but you just love. The love is so precious and so adorable, and that's how they were. And then they invited me to come back a second time, and it happened again. And all this love was in the room, and I thought, okay. And then Mama Universe said, don't you want to do this for the veterans? I'm like, I don't know. And then, what really happened when I really realized, okay, I'm ready, is I had a group of extremely qualified entrepreneur, top macho, high testosterone men. They were celebrating an anniversary, and they flew me to Barcelona to be with them and to do my soul food training.
Oh, boy.
And when I got there, they just kind of said, we've been known to send trainers home, so we have high expectations of you, and don't think we
pressure.
won't put you back on a plane and send you back to Munich. And I was like, okay, let's have some fun. So I did my training, and at the end of the day, they were so happy, and they invited me to come meet their wives for dinner. And I'm sitting at dinner, and I'm just watching them just be little boys, just playful. And one of them actually pulled me aside. He said, Liz, because we were staying at Hotel W, and he said, you know how much these rooms cost. My wife is here and she's fighting with me. What do I do? How do I communicate with her to get her to stop fighting with me? And let's get down to business, because the rooms were gorgeous. The showers were made for couples. The rooms are like king size. You sit up in bed and all you see is the ocean. I mean, they're rooms for lovers. And so I said, okay, do this and this and this and this and this. And by the end of the night, they were in the corner smooching. But anyway,
Aww.
The wives come to me and they say, we're going to go outside and have a cigarette. We want you to join us. Come talk to us. And I'm like, oh
boy, girl talk safari time.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, oh, God, what's going on here? And so they said, okay, come outside. So I went outside, and then, they're looking at me. And then one of them says, what did you do with our husbands? The other one goes, yeah. The other one goes, yeah. The other one goes, yeah. They're like, normally they come home and they're just like really grouchy and you're like, hi, honey, how was your training? And they're like, grumble, grumble, grumble. They said they come flying through the doors. They're dancing. They're happy. They're full of energy. They're playful. They're communicative. They're talking. They're telling about their day and what happened, what they learned. And they were just like they said it was so adorable. They said, what did you do? What did you do? And I said, I just did my workshop. I just had fun. And they said, well, listen, we are going to insist that our husbands book you from now on at least every 6 months because we have never seen them so grounded and happy. And and they're like, yeah. And then the next day I went for a walk in Barcelona and I sat at a tapas bar by myself. And then I said to Mama Universe, I said, okay, now I got my PhD. Now I'm ready.
Nice.
Now I'm ready.
You had Rob's attention when you said what type of bar you were sitting at.
Oh,
that's not completely true. You've had my entire attention. My ears just perked up a little bit.
No, I was sitting by myself, and I thought, okay, it was some people have problems being by themselves, being alone, being in that space, being on that journey, and some people feel like I need somebody, I need my partner, I need this, and that's okay. But it was just a wonderful feeling to know that I could sit alone in a space, in a strange atmosphere that I was completely unfamiliar with, and be absolutely content and happy and know that my cup runneth over. And I just sat there smiling. And I had people on the right and left offering me food, tapas, and they're saying, try this. And I just said, now I'm ready. I'm ready to do this. Because I figured if I could do it for these top Germans, these top machos, these top attitude, and get them to go into a space where they could find themselves again and discover new things about how to communicate and what do I do. And especially the guy who was having, like he said, he was fighting with his wife. He said, I'm paying 500 euros a night for this hotel room. I don't want to fight with my wife. I want to make love to my wife. I want to schmooze with my wife. I want to touch my wife. What do I do? And then, and to be able to, that he took my tips, and like I say, they were like kissing in the corners. It was time for them to go back to the hotel. And that's when I said, okay, now I'm ready. And Mama Universe said, finally, let's do this. So now here I am, one step closer. And I don't know if you've seen this, but it just recently came out. There's an article that just came out in the New York Times about a week ago, and they're talking about now all of these veterans that are coming home now from Afghanistan and how they feel lost. They're already looking at them and studying them and seeing that the transition, and how long have they been in Afghanistan? And how do you go from Afghanistan and you're supposed to go back to your family, to your children, to your partner, the one that you love, the one that you left to go fight in a war? How do you go back to that? And how do you have a discussion with her? And an open discussion, and how do you show her when the PTSD starts to show its ugly face, that your partner is with you and acknowledges it, so that you can go walk through that storm together? How do you do that?
Can confirm.
You do it with music. You do it with breathing, and you learn to have a certain sound with your partner that she knows, that she sees it. And that's why I say it's 2 days. I would like to have 2 days with them alone, and then the third day the partner comes. Can you imagine what it's like to be playful with your partner, so she starts to notice the sound of your voice, and when it's changing, that she can say, hey honey, what's going on? Let's talk, or let's breathe, or let's tone, or let's do this, so that she's got your back. And you know what? And that you're not ashamed to say it. If you can let out a sound besides, excuse my language, farting in front of your partner, because you only fart around or burp around people that you love. You know that, right?
Yes.
Come on, you've been married for a long time. Sometimes you got to let one rip. But this is what I'm saying. But
sorry, I'm a pig. I'll admit it. I'm a pig. I'm around her. I'm comfortable. My kids know it too.
Popcorn?
You blame it on the dog. It was the dog.
I blamed it on the toddlers.
He's blamed it on popcorn before.
Must have burnt the popcorn.
Yeah, exactly. But what I've noticed is that I see it over and over and over again. The voice is one of the most intimate instruments that we have inside our body. And when you're able to be playful with it, with the one that you love, and you show that, then they see and hear and feel and experience something completely different.
Warning, folks. This is your warning. She's going to get musical. I heard the trigger. I heard the trigger. She's preluding. That's what we call a prelude.
No. But I'm just
I love
saying,
you, Liz.
though.
I do love you. I love it.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying, I love to see it. I'm working with a couple right here, and he's really shy. He's a rapper, and he really wants to be famous, and he just fell in love with a beautiful girl. And he brought her to his coaching, and they wanted to do it together. And when it was over, then I said, "What's it like when you get to experience your partner so intimate the way you do, and the exercises that I gave you to be playful?" And they both said the same thing. They said, we communicate more, and we're more open with each other. In other words, you don't have to hide your truth. You can just say it because there's no judgment.
Yes. The true feeling of open acceptance.
Yes. And when you're there in a safe place and you have the opportunity to experience that, to feel that, and to feel your partner, it's just, I have an exercise that I do.
Please,
I put
please
them
do.
back to back. Where I put everybody back to back. Okay, so I'm going to give you one exercise. Okay.
Okay, Rob, get back to back on me. Take the microphone with you. Get back to back on me. Grab the microphone. Come here.
It
Let me
won't
see
reach.
if I Okay, it's let me see. So it goes. Because it's late, so I want to be a little deeper. Close your eyes and listen to this.
Mezzo soprano. Let's go.
Okay, now close your eyes and listen. Just listen to the sound of my voice and tell me if I'm hungry, if I want to play, or let me give you one last thought. Do I love my job? Am I hungry? Do I want to play? And what was the last one?
Do you love your job?
Do I love my job? Am I hungry? Do I feel like playing? Or do I love my job? Just by listening to the sound of my voice. Now, this is the thing. I'm going to sing it 3 times. And after the 3rd time, wait 30 seconds and allow your soul, your breath, to make the decision. Not your mind, your breath, because your breath never lies. do it 3 more times because it's late.
Okay.
Just for me.
All right. I love it either way.
Mama, Maya, hey, Mama, Maya, hey, Mama, Maya, hey. Wait 30 seconds, breathe. What was I singing about? What did you hear in my voice?
Rob.
What was I singing about?
Joy.
So the 3 things were:
Yeah, it was.
is she hungry?
Hungry,
Is she being playful?
and she loves her job.
Does she love her job?
I mean,
Yeah.
Which one of those did you pick out, Rob?
I don't know, it's
And
hard.
wait a minute, Rob, before you answer it,
Oh,
it's not something that you can think. You have to breathe. You have to ask your breath because your breath does not lie.
Yeah.
don't be nervous, dude.
I
Just
know
think
I'm
and
not.
feel.
I'm just.
Think
I'm
and
not.
feel.
I'm not thinking. I'm just breathing. It's just. It's. I can definitely tell all 3. Just the way that
You can't figure out the how.
No, I can't figure out the how. I just hear it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the way that your tone and your melody came out. It's just you can just sense and just feel all 3.
I will agree with that, and I will say a little bit more in depth on my end. When she starts off, she's definitely loving her job.
Yes.
That out the gate. I'm going to give a horse race reference right now. The out the gate, powerful. I love my job.
Mm-hmm.
At that little bit in the middle, the right there in the middle, she's hungry for more. She's hungry for more, and at the end, she's playful.
Yeah.
That's what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Okay. What does the audience say?
Anyone want to raise their hand and come up on stage and say what you feel? I'm curious. I'm waiting for hand raises here. Oh, we got one from She-Wolf. She-Wolf, come up on the stage. Welcome, She-Wolf.
Oh, I love that name,
She-Wolf.
She-Wolf.
Welcome to Bad Habits Network.
I know Kristen brought me in. I'm liking this place.
So you heard Liz do her exercise right there. Now, does she love her job? Is she hungry, or was she being playful?
I think she's playful. I mean, when you're playful, you love what you're doing. So if that's her job, okay, it's one and the same. But I think that it's, she's having a good time. That's my feeling.
Okay.
She's being playful. Now, I don't know Liz, so this is the first time I've ever heard her speak. And I've heard her sing, which is beautiful, by the way.
By all means, give her a follow and stalk her. She is worth it.
I will.
Yeah.
So not knowing her personality, because I don't know her, that's what I'm getting from, and it makes me feel playful. If that.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
That's good.
I could listen to that all day long.
So, go ahead. I'm sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
Please.
I'm done. Go ahead.
No. You were going to say one more thing. Go ahead.
I'm just saying that, and isn't that what a singer wants to do? Is impart a feeling,
influence the feeling upon the audience.
Yes, and I don't know what your intentions are. This is an exercise, and I'm new to this, but that's how I feel. It makes me feel playful and gives me happiness.
Okay, well, I'll take that because that's my whole intention. That's the reason why I give this exercise to couples. So imagine you're standing back to back to your partner, and first you sing it, and your partner listens to you, and then you have to guess what your partner is feeling, and then it's vice versa. Your partner sings it, and then you listen. And then you just breathe and you allow your breath to decide to make the decision, not your head, not your analytical side. In other words, you allow your soul to make the decision what you're hearing from your partner. And once we start to do that, then we start to communicate at a much more bonding and spiritual level with our partners. And that's where we go deep.
Where were you 6 years ago?
No kidding.
Yeah, really. 15. No, 30 years ago.
No, I'll just do 6. I'll do 6 years.
I'll give it 6 because that's when I got. Well, no, hold on. It's 2021. I got out in 2006, 2008.
Yeah, well, I was too young back then to really care too much, but I still.
I had a lot of playfulness in me still.
Well, I did too, but like the communication part, that feel, that.
Ma.
Yeah, it's just that.
I'm gonna try.
Good. Gary, was that you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. That definitely wasn't me.
No, I a lot of people did sports and band and art. I did choir. Yeah. I did opera.
Yeah, good for you.
I did not. I busted.
Do you still sing in the shower, Gary?
Yes, and I also I have been guilty of singing on Clubhouse. I'm more of a country singer, stationed in Missouri for a good couple of years. I really picked up on how to hit a couple of the Toby Keith-esque notes. So I believe, is she in the audience? Yes, Miss James in the audience has heard me sing Toby Keith.
All right. All right.
Don't make fun of me, Rob. You. Shut up.
No. You know what? I always say this. I never compare my voice to anybody else's because it's like a snowflake. I mean, There's no comparison. And you have to have fun with your voice. And if you can use the sound of your voice to bring another soul joy, then why not? Do you sing for your kids, Gary?
Not so much now, but when my daughter was born, I would. Okay, here we go. I would change her diaper and start singing Blues Traveler, or just to make it so she wasn't focused on what was going on, and I didn't. Pardon the expression. I didn't get any splashback when I was changing the diaper. It was just to kind of help things naturally and cleanly progress. I would sing to her and
yeah.
There's a couple things else I would do with her while my son as well, when he was just learning to walk or learning to stand. I would grab him mid waist area and do I would sing shake your booty to.
Oh, that's so cute!
Shake your booty.
Shake your booty. You should, but you know what? I hope that you continue to do that. Even
I will, and it'll embarrass
older.
them. I'll do it when they're older and embarrass the heck out of them. I have no shame as a father. None. I'm the type of dad where if my daughter's going to go to school with Daisy Dukes, I'm going to pick her up in Daisy Dukes. I'm that type
Oh my
of dad.
God, I saw that. I saw a father do that, actually. I saw a father do that. He cut off his shorts because he was so upset that his daughter's shorts were so short that he cut his off and pranced around her room, and then she changed her clothes. She's like, I can't do this. I can't handle this. Yeah. But anyway,
yes, ma'am.
Back to voicing and communicating. If anybody has any questions for me, why don't we open up the discussion? And if anybody wants to ask me anything or talk about anything, I can't promise what's going to happen, but I'm willing to listen.
Nor can we on Bad Habits Network, and we definitely want to say thank you for your gracing our presence on this stage. Let's see here. I am opening the room to anyone who wants to raise their hand, come up, ask a question. Maybe start a little something with Miss Liz Howard. And fun fact, folks, she doesn't call them sessions. She calls them play dates. You can book a play date through her website, soulfood-seminars.com. What?
I'm just brainstorming.
You're brainstorming?
Yeah, is this strictly in Germany or is this all over?
Oh, I'm planning on coming back to the United States, but no, it's not strictly in Germany. I mean, I also do virtual.
Okay.
Virtual play dates and stuff, and I also have something that I do that I came out of the closet this year. Working with voices for so long, it's one of the gifts that Mama Universe has given me is sometimes she will whisper to me and ask me to give a particular soul a certain mantra so they can get rid of something, so they can let it go, maybe let go of the pain or the fear or anguish or whatever it is that's holding them. And sometimes she'll whisper and she'll say, just play this, play it in this key, do this, do that, tell them this and give it to them, and then send them on their way. And I do that as well. So it's taken me years to come out of the closet and say it, because she gave it to me years ago and I didn't exactly know what she meant. And after working with some of my clients, I had one woman who, I don't know, Gary, I think you heard the story before, but I'll just say it quickly. I'm working with a World War II war baby. In other words, she was a baby coming out of the World War II, the Second World War, and her mother left with her father one night. Her mother kissed her and said, "I'll be back." And her father came back, but her mother never came back. Oh. And her mother was shot in the head that night, and it was never discussed. It was never spoken about. It was just like kind of pushed underneath the rug. And she'd gone to numerous vocal coaches, and when she wasn't able to get the mucus off her vocal cords, and she tried numerous coaches, and she wasn't able to do it. And then she heard a interview that I'd done on the German radio here, and she tracked me down, and I started working with her. And the mucus is now gone off of her vocal cords, but the real problem is that she was never able to articulate how she was feeling, because they never let her talk about, where is my mother? Where's my mama? They wouldn't talk about it. Wow. And then it finally came up, and then once it came up, the mucus went away. And I had another client who smart guy, top dog here. Germany gives workshops, but every time he would start to discuss his method of coaching, his method in his seminars, that he would constantly. By the way, those of you who are listening, how many of you do that?
I do.
Yeah, guilty. I before addressing some of my subordinates, I will do that, and that's pure nervous for me.
I just do it all the time because I literally, have phlegm and.
Well, we are in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
It is a very, very the environment.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it.
I'm joking.
Not buying it. But with this client, he was doing it like every 30 seconds, and then somebody sent him to me, and then we started working on it, and we came to find out that his father strangled him as a child, tried to kill him.
Oh my!
So the only way that he was able to, if he wanted to get his point across, he had to guard his throat first to get his point across. So that's where it was coming from. He doesn't do it anymore. So you see, sometimes communicating, sometimes the voice, there's something more deeper there than what we think. And that's why I'm just saying that sometimes it happens that we have to come out and figure that out.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm also getting a communique about possible other outside environments, the strangulation, as well as certain bad habits involved. Smoking does, and yes, folks, smoking can and will affect your vocal cords, especially if you smoke cigarettes and inhale, or 2 packs a day and such. That's a good point. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
Anonymous.
Liz, I actually have a question for you. You said that you do virtual seminars. Now, how does that exactly work?
Well, it depends on how many people are in the workshop. I try to take, I really don't like to go more than 6 or 7, because I really like to go deep and I like to have fun. And if I get to watch you and see your eyes and see your pretty face, I'll start to feel things and then inspire you to just come out and try this or try that.
So note to self, next time do this in a Zoom room. Got
it. Right. So in your normal...
So that's how it works, basically.
Okay.
We normally do, I try not to make it over 2 hours, because sitting even 2 hours in front of the computer sometimes can be tedious, right?
Right.
And we don't want to have that guy. Who was the guy who got caught in front of the camera having giving himself a little pleasure, and the colleagues didn't tell him about it.
Oh yes, I recall this, and I will leave.
not.
I will leave this gentleman anonymous because that was. Some,
that's what I'm saying. So
Google that. Google that on your own free time,
I don't
folks.
think I want to, but
no. But the point I'm saying is I try to keep it under 2 hours, and. And I have certain things that we do. Like one of the things that I really find really interesting is the fact that when it comes to communicating, especially for entrepreneurs, and we talk about, there's so many different factors out there that people can take all these tests about the color. Are you red? Are you yellow? Are you green? Are you blue?
Sorry, Liz. Ladies and gentlemen, she's talking about the language of colors. If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
I've paid attention.
The language of colors.
I've paid attention a little bit to some of your back channel talks. I love it.
Good job, Gary. Good job. And so, even though, and we read about it, we hear about it, and we learn all these things, and we study about it, but it took years of me falling time after time on my behind to discover that it's not just the person that, when you're dealing with the color, is to find out how you can motivate your voice to reach that person of color that you think or you believe that you know about. Now that's interesting. Let me give you an example. My two best friends are green. And in the disc, the green, the motive of the disc of colors, I think it's called. They say that greens are normally like really shy, and they need time to open up. Now, if I'm really happy and really playful, let's do this and let's have some fun. Let's do some fun. Yeah. And I come to a green and I'm like, and I've got this really great idea. I really want to pitch the green. I'm going to scare the holy crap out of them. So I had to learn to use my voice to tone it so the green doesn't run, but instead will stay and listen. And that's another thing that I do with my clients, especially if you're entrepreneurs, because a lot of times they believe that they can pitch the same pitch to every single soul, and that's not true. We should learn. I always say we have to come up with 4 different songs. You have to have a song for your red, a song for your yellow, a song for your green, and a song for your blue. And how do you do that with the sound of your voice? Because normally you have what, 2 minutes? And in 2 minutes, either they're interested or they're gone. They're like, that was really good. Sounds really good. Okay, let me think about it. So,
if I may interrupt this with a little bit of a fact-checking, or not fact-checking, but a little bit of information to our audience. In 2017, with the languages of colors, MIT cognitive scientists have found that languages tend to divide the warm part of the color spectrum, such as orange, yellow, red, green, compared to the cooler, which include blue and green. This is what she's talking about with the languages of colors, folks.
Yeah. And how important it is. So that when you're pitching and you kind of know who you're pitching to, then imagine if you could tune your voice to fit that color so that they just look at you and they go, oh, that sounds really interesting. Or, oh, gee, that sounds like fun. Or, oh, can I have your business card? Or, oh, we need to talk. Or, oh, let's set up, you know what I'm saying? Instead of, that they go, oh, that's interesting. Oh, that sounds like fun. Oh.
Or they do the Hammer, Gary Hammer's, oh boy.
The oh boy is never really a good thing, though.
Well, it's lately it's been opening up to a little bit of a different plethora of things, like Shy Dad mode is activated, or
right.
Oh boy, that was a little bit too much for my palate. Got it.
Oh boy, yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
So
the language of color. And now we're going on to the rock. What was it? The rock your voice in business?
Yeah, rock
Yeah.
your voice in
I
business.
love it. I love this.
I
this
love
this
that,
is
yeah.
this is stuff that you guys need to pay attention to, especially if you're entrepreneurs or even thinking. Not even if you're an entrepreneur. Any of these tips and tricks that Liz is giving you today, pay attention because they will help you out throughout your life. Even if you're not an entrepreneur, say you're just a low level employee, just making a buck.
A low level. I can't believe you said that.
I had to. I'm trying to be more real with people. No, I'm joking on that one. I can't be real with people. I'm an enigma. Shut up, Rob.
I tell you this. I sometimes I play this game.
Yes, ma'am.
Where if I'm speaking to somebody that I've never spoken to before, especially speaking to them in their language, in German, and I need help. And I will find a way to make this person smile. Because, once that you get them to smile, you've won.
Yes.
You've won.
Yes.
And before they hang up the phone, that they just say that they're thanking you.
Mm-hmm.
Then you know that you've won, and I sometimes I'll do it all day, and it's just my intention is every stranger that I speak to, I'm going to either make them smile or laugh or both.
And I love this about you.
But isn't that great?
It is. It
To
is.
do that,
I
because what you're doing
this.
is you're just spreading joy by using the sound of your voice.
Yes,
and I see so much right now in the media where, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not going there. Yeah.
I had to learn the same lesson the hard way when I was living in Turkey and having to learn the language of the locals. If you make them smile or laugh or both, you've won.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
No, Rob, you were going to say.
I was just going to say, I don't really make anybody smile or laugh by my voice. It's just more of how the stupid shit that comes out of my mouth.
Essentially the context of what you're saying, not how you're saying it.
Yeah.
I get it. I love it.
I'm a little too forward.
Sometimes.
No, not sometimes.
I know. You get the old boy. Yeah, you get the old boy out of me a lot.
Yeah.
So, Rob, what are you going to do when you go to Florida? I mean, what is your new intention? Is it the same job, or are you just transferring, or what's the deal? What are you going to do?
No, I am trying to start over, kind of get a fresh start, new lease on life. My mom actually lives down in Florida, so be living with her for a little bit until I'm able to build a duplex, so that way we can share the same area but have separate houses. But no, I'm really just going down to Florida to have a new start and try to get a new lease on life and trying to figure out who I am again and kind of go from there.
Good for you. Well, okay. So if Mama Universe stood in front of you right now and said, okay, baby, how can I help you? What do you really want? What's going to bring you joy? What are you going to say to her?
Things I can't say on the microphone right now.
No.
It's
be true to yourself right now, bud.
Well, I'm true to myself all the time, but more in private than anything. It's more of a private turmoil.
Okay.
Oh, I got it. Wait, Rob, I have to rephrase the question. What would you like to do that you are capable of bringing joy to Mama Universe's babies? How would you like to do that?
Oh, God, if I could do one thing?
Yes.
I would continue playing and coaching hockey. That makes me the most happy that I've ever been, and being able to see the joy of anywhere between the ages of 8 to 20, being able to coach these guys and the joy of them realizing that they can do something that I've showed them and that they believe enough in me to believe in themselves, definitely brings me the most joy. I mean, that would be one thing, but I'm definitely not there.
You're not there yet.
No, and I've kind of given up on the coaching aspect. I was going to get back into coaching high school hockey this year. One of the athletic directors here in our local area reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to coach again. And
You have to put it on pause. You're not giving it up.
yeah, it was a possibility. And then I got a new job offer, and unfortunately, we're in Florida. There is no high school hockey. There's adult hockey and a little bit of youth hockey, but no high school or anything where I could really sink my teeth in and possibly make a difference.
Let's see. I'm looking at the map of where you're moving to. Isn't there like a hockey arena nearby?
Can I just say something, Gary, before you
Yes,
go
ma'am.
any further?
Yes,
You
ma'am.
notice that when Rob talked about hockey, that's the only time that he said everything positive. Because normally, I mean, Rob, I've been listening to you, and it's like, growl, 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 growl. And then when I said, okay, so let's just talk about what's going to really bring you joy. And the minute you start talking about hockey and talking about how much you love and how much you love like working with kids and everything, then all of a sudden, the sound of your voice completely changes, and you can hear the joy waiting to manifest itself. I hope that you do not ignore this. And I hope, and I'm thinking, why the heck is he moving to Florida? That's none of my business, but I hope that you continue to ask her to show you where you need to go so that you continue to do this, because you didn't growl at all.
No.
You were just so...
Hockey has been my one piece. So I've been playing hockey since I was 3 years old. And, you know, even as a child and all the way through high school, you know, I was always made to feel that I wasn't good enough or doing my best. And this was from my parents. You know, they were just trying to push me. I understand that, but it really messed with my psyche, and it still does to this day. But hockey, the one constant I have in my life is no matter how bad of a day, how pissed off I might be or upset, the second that I put my feet in my skates, it's just this overwhelming calmness and this
euphoria,
confidence, and just knowing that I can go out and I can make a difference, whether I'm playing in a game, coaching, or whatever. I know, because I'm assured and I'm confident in my abilities of coaching and playing, that it doesn't matter. Nothing else matters the moment that I put my feet in those skates. And it's an amazing feeling, and I don't get it enough, and I haven't had it in 18 months. And that's probably why I'm mostly pissed off all the time. I mean, honestly, you know, hockey for me was very much a staple, but it also allowed me to get my aggression out, because I could go 100 miles an hour and just floor somebody and get away with it, or I could get in a fight with somebody in the corner. You know, there's so many times that I've been in adult hockey tournaments where I'd be getting cross-checked in the back, and I'd turn around and I'd drop my gloves, and we'd go toe-to-toe and just beat the shit out of each other. And then after the game, we'd go to the bar and shoot the shit.
Yes,
because it's hockey. It's
everything is left on the floor.
That's it, and it's just all that passion, all that everything, and anybody that plays hockey has that feeling, and that's why it's so awesome, because everybody out there wants to literally kill each other, but they do it in a controlled manner. It's just
kill each other with permission. Wow.
Yes.
Yeah. You're saying the world needs more hockey.
Definitely.
No.
I mean, I am missing 4 teeth, but I mean, that's neither here nor there.
The mighty duck, Rob.
I'm Noah, the Gordon Bombay that never actually got his shot.
But I just wanted to point out, Rob, how all of a sudden that your voice just kind of lightened up, and it just got really like, Gary, did you hear that?
I felt it.
So it's just like, yeah.
Well, and I definitely
I just hope that you pay attention to that, because there must be something that you can do that where you could just like, I don't know if Florida has ice skating rinks. No.
They do. So I'm moving down to the Fort Myers area. And about 15, 20 miles south of Fort Myers, they have the Hertz Arena, which is
ironically named.
Yeah, it's literally the Hertz Arena. And if I remember right, Tampa does a lot of their practices down there. Tampa Bay Lightning does a lot of their practices down there. But there is an adult hockey league out of that arena. But I haven't seen much as far as like youth or high school, like I said. And I've done a little bit of research. I haven't done enough research to really solidify any of my statements on this. But I do know there is no high school hockey. There are no programs, unfortunately, but they do have junior A.
Well, maybe you have to start one,
I
Rob.
would love to start a high school program, or even like a non-high school program with WIAA here in Wisconsin. It's called midget hockey. So it's any program that if the players are between the ages of 16 and 18 and they don't have a local high school that has a program, but they have a midget program, they can play in that. And it's like high school hockey, but it's a little bit more rough, if you will, because they don't have the rules and regulations that you do with high school sports. So it's a little bit different. Where I've seen brawls with midget hockey, and I was like, "Dang, I wish I was in that when I was in high school because I would have been."
Oh my God!
I feel
I know
we need
you're
to change the
you're,
name. Change the name, because when you say midget hockey, my mind goes different.
Oh, I know.
Me too. I was thinking the same thing.
It's left field when I'm going center here, but
yeah,
I
sorry.
think that's also politically incorrect to say that.
But
it's little person hockey.
Little person hockey for me is like mites, and we call them mites
because they might grow up and they might not.
USA Hockey, which is the governing board in the United States, they call them mite hockey, which is between the ages of 4 and 6 to 7-ish, and it's MITE. And then they have a squirt level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my. Okay, can we change the subject now?
Yeah, please.
And then a peewee, and then a bantam.
Okay, there we go.
There you go. You're welcome. But yes, Liz, you're right. I mean, I feel my mood has changed just talking about hockey. There's just a joy that I get talking about it. Yeah. Telling stories.
Yes.
Answering any questions that people have about the sport. It's just, that's my.
Okay, so let me just say this though. Time is so short. We have so much time. Really flies on this earth, and you just don't want to go one day and meet your maker, and they say, "Baby, why didn't you play hockey with the children? Why didn't you do it? Because that's why you were here, And then you got to explain that to Mama Universe. Well, I was thinking about it, but no, baby, we gave it to you. We tried to tell you. We even had Liz tell you got to look at, and then you don't ignore that because passion is what keeps us healthy and balanced.
Yes, and I'm going to be completely open and honest with you right now. I'm sorry. Let me get this out real quick, and then I'm done. Honestly, today, every day I pray to God and I ask just for some guidance and whatnot, and I pray for my friends and all that stuff. But today I specifically asked for guidance on where I needed to go, if I was making the right decisions, if I'm doing the right things with my life. And you, Liz, have kind of...
Mama Universe opened the door and said, meet Liz.
Yeah, and it pointed me towards you and your advice and your knowledge, and I'm definitely going in the right where I need to, and that's never felt more...
You've never been more sure of it.
Yeah, than right now.
I love it.
So I'm very grateful for this right now.
Me too.
Do you need me to get the hankies out, bud?
No.
Okay.
No. I could use a beer.
I was going to say, you are very happy right now. I almost thought you were going to start crying. You were so happy.
Like I said, it's amazing when religious or not, if you are able to open yourself up to a higher power, if that's what you believe, and ask for guidance and ask for wisdom and asking if you're going in the right direction.
Yeah.
The universe, God, everything, it listens. It
Okay,
listens,
yeah.
and it will tell you as long as you want to listen to it.
Yes. And we'll smack you too when you ignore it.
Big smacks.
Liz, I could give you another story on that, and I'm not going to right now because then I'll get very emotional and very, very upset.
Yeah.
And also, we don't want to step over She-Wolf who wished to
convey
convey something.
I just want to say that I have truly, truly enjoyed this room. Liz,
Me too. It's been fun.
amazing, Gary.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
Your friend Rob. I've really enjoyed it. I have to jet.
Well, no
but
worries.
I do want to tell you, I belong to a room called the Alien Jazz Cafe Live.
That's where we've met.
Maybe.
Yes.
Maybe. Yeah. My name is Susan.
Yep.
And
Kristen is a mutual of ours.
yes. Liz, we would love for you to come and sing with us. Gary, sing with us. Anybody else? I will ping you in when they're doing it. Yes.
Well, Miss She-Wolf,
thank you for the invitation.
I'm also going to invite anyone here in this room right now to click on that little icon next to the Welcome to Communication Training for Veterans. You can follow our rooms. You can also listen to our podcast, which we are recording right now, as well as the fact that everything is on display on YouTube and Spreaker and everywhere else. Just like Liz, Google Liz Howard, Google Bad Habits Network. You'll find us.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for listening to me, and I have to jet to another room.
No worries.
No, thank you for sharing.
Okay, thanks for dropping by.
I will come again, I promise.
Goodbye.
Have a great... Oh, she left.
Yeah, So, all right, Liz, I will tell you one story. Like Gary was saying how the universe will slap you and
no, Liz said that. I just agreed.
Oh, smack you around. Yeah, smack you around, whatever.
I just agreed.
But wait. Before you say that, though, just say this, though. I just want to ask you a question before you tell the story.
Go ahead.
Did she not tap you on the shoulder lovingly first and say,
multiple times?
Yeah, and she's like really kind about it and lovingly, and she says, "Honey, I think you should let that go."
Yeah,
and they're soft, lovingly hints, and she just keeps kind of saying, it's time to kind of let that go, let it go, let it go, and then she goes from let it go to let it go.
Yeah, goes into the metal voice that I usually listen to.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's right now holding you like Homer Simpson holds Bart Simpson. Let it
by
go!
The throat. Yeah, but no, definitely the subtle hints, the tapping on the shoulders, all the time. And last year was Gary can attest to this, was a very trying, very difficult, dark,
can confirm,
depressive time, and I'm still kind of reeling from that. It's only been
18 months since you've hit the ice.
That, and it's been 15 months since all this crap has gone down. But I'll never forget the one. So we here in the local area we have something that's called Magnolia Bluff. It's a county park, and it's kind of a bluff, not really. But
it's bluffing about being a bluff.
It is. But I would go out there and just kind of sit there, whether it was 3 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I just go out there and kind of get some peace, because not a whole lot of people visit it, and you can just sit and relax. And last year it was I went out there and I was just pissed off at the world and angry at myself and everything else. And I remember I literally, both my grandparents are deceased. My grandpa died one day after my 7th birthday, and my grandma, who I was very close to, died 6 years ago. Very close to, made me feel more a part of my family. But I literally cursed them. I was swearing at them. I was so angry. And I was swearing at God and all this. And out of the blue, my mom sends me a text with a picture of my grandparents. And she sends me the context. She's like, "Hey, sweetie, just thinking about you, and I made these photos. I forgot to give you one, but here's one via text, just so that way you have it on your phone." And I called her up, and at this point, I'm bawling. Like, I am crying my eyes out there, and I'm like, "Are you serious right now?" She's like, "Well, what's wrong?" I said, I this and that, and I was literally cursing at Grandma and Grandpa and God, and you send me this photo, out of the blue. You send me this photo, and I'm like, "That's it. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done questioning. I am going to, ask for that guidance and ask for that patience." And that was where my life has changed. Yeah. It's easier to do the things that I'm doing now, whereas, I think you said something earlier in the show about being comfortable where you're at, the journey you're on. And I never was until that day. I was never comfortable in the journey I was taking, and I was never really comfortable being alone and being and figuring out who I am. And I'm still figuring out who I am every day. It's been 15 months, but I'm figuring it out every day.
Rob, we're all still figuring out who we are.
Oh, definitely.
But the thing is just to honor who we are and just take it step by step. But I have to say this because it's screaming at me to say this. You have connections not only with Mama Universe, but you also have connections with your grandparents. So now you can ask them to help you, to guide you, to bless you.
Oh yeah, and I do every day. And,
no, Rob. No. Oh yeah, no. No.
Careful, she knows how to call you out, bud.
Oh, that's fine.
Let me say this again. You have the connection. It's like your personal guardian angels, because not only do you know them personally, you love them and they love you. So you can ask for help, ask for guidance, ask to be shown, ask to open a door, and just tell them, just say, thank you, I love you guys, and see what happens. You know what? I challenge you to do something for 3 days. Okay. Think about them for 3 days and just send them loving thoughts. And remember the things that you did with them when you were small. And just say, thank you. Thank you for this. 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 Every time, just say thank you for 3 days to your grandparents. And I guarantee you by the 4th day, you're going to see huge, huge stuff happen. And you're going to go, what the heck is going on here? And you're going to see like the surprise. I kid you not.
And I will accept that challenge wholeheartedly.
And I will hold you
3
to
days.
it.
3 days of thank yous.
Yeah.
3 days of thank yous to the universe and 3 days of thank yous to your grandparents. And acknowledge all the things that you go deep. Go like, oh, I remember when we did this. I remember when you did that. Thank you. I remember when you made me this, Grandma. Thank you. I remember when you did this, Grandpa. Thank you. I remember when you did this. Thank you. Just go to those lovely childhood memories and say thank you and wait till the 4th day. See what happens.
I will definitely report back to you for sure.
Please, please.
I definitely, I just started following you, but I definitely want to converse a little bit more, whether it's some kind of seminar or whatever, because I think anybody, whether they're having a challenging time or just they want to learn and do something different, they want to be different, I think they would get a lot out of your seminars and how you present everything. There's such a variety of I love how you incorporate the vocalization, the singing, because listening to you when you tell us to close our eyes and breathe for 30 seconds after you're singing, and it was just this calming. Yeah. Just something that just can calm you and just make you okay. Everything's gone, and now you're just listening, and I think everybody, like I said, no matter where they're at in life, whether they're in an amazing place, they can still get something from this.
Absolutely. And Rob, if you need help, soulfood-seminars.com is where you can go for that.
I'll definitely go there.
Yay! Yay! Rob, did you finish your story?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, good. Yeah. So, is anybody else in the audience? Because it's
please raise your hand, folks. We want you on stage. I know we're recording, but yes. I want Liz to challenge her with a question, because I guarantee I don't think she can be challenged too well.
Probably not.
She's a huge pro for you said you were doing this since 1987, Liz?
Oh yeah. 1987, yeah.
There it
is. Even more, yeah.
I still got her bio
so
on my phone.
So long.
So, and another fun fact, folks, Liz actually donates a portion of her sales to the sales proceeds. I can't speak. I've lost my ability to English. Think, Gary. Okay, good. We're good. To the women's shelter known as Carla 51.
Wow. You really did do your homework. Now I'm impressed. Now I am impressed.
So she also supports veterans, as well as I believe we're going to be sending this MP3 to one of our favorite veterans.
Yeah.
I'm going to email him and his people. This is going to go directly to Gary Sinise's publicist. I guarantee it. I love that guy.
Oh, wow.
Well, you're doing some great things for veterans.
Yeah,
I want my
I've
favorite
always wanted
veteran.
to work with him, and he's
What?
a musician too. I mean, I've always, I believe that he is my one of my guardian angels as far as working with the veterans. I really believe it, that he's it. So that will be awesome. Hey, listen, speaking of which, somebody wrote me on Instagram and said, hey, you should post with us. We have 1.5 million veterans. I didn't do it.
I got it too.
Did you get it too?
I think it was from the same person on it, because we shared both the disclaimer or the marquee, so to speak, for the upcoming event, and they're like, hey, post with us. It's like, no, I like doing my own thing authentically. Please, if you want to be on the show, go ahead.
But they claim to know, like, I don't know what, 1 point blah blah veterans, 1.6 million veterans.
Never met Gary Sinise in my lifetime. I'm still sending it to him. I don't care. Maybe he'll look at this and say, hey, Mama Universe is tapping me on the shoulder. I'll open this email.
You never know, do
I'm
you?
hoping. Fingers crossed.
Just never know. Nope. And it'll be going up on my website in the next, because everybody's been on vacation now. Slowly, the Germans are coming back from vacation. So there will be the film that I sent you, Gary, is going up, and the explanation as to why I'm doing it. And I have 3 top testimonials from veterans. All of this is going up. There's a part of my website that is going to be called, of course, Soul Food for Veterans, and it will be up probably in the next 2 weeks.
Absolutely awesome.
Look forward to seeing
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Ladies, if you want to check out a little bit of the back catalog, I would definitely recommend y'all look up Sista Oh Sista.
Oh, did you find Sister Oh Sister? Oh my God, Gary!
Little bit. Women don't know a bitch alarm. Just like my PSA and my Clubhouse bio, that is what keyed me on to you.
Yes, Sister Oh Sister. That's actually what really got me into motivational speaking and singing, is because I told the story about how I was working out, and I'm in the changing room, and there's this adorable, cute little girl. Well, she's not a girl. I mean, she was a grown woman, but she's probably in her. But she couldn't have been over 30, and she had the cutest little figure, just absolutely adorable. And she had on in German they call them dessous. They're this Victoria's Secret kind of lingerie with the bra and
please go
underwear.
On.
Okay.
What?
Huh?
And it's so gorgeous. It's like, I don't know, kind of pink and black with lace, and you know how when she's really proud of her figure, she was so proud of it, and she's just like turning and doing these ballerina turns so she could see her little butt, and it was just so adorable. And I just was like, go, good for you. And I looked around to see if the other women were also celebrating her being proud that she'd finally made it, that she nailed her perfect figure. And you could see it. She was happy about it. She was proud of it. She's turning and turning. Even like little girls, how they turn in their little dresses. And I looked around, and all the other women were like, and that's why Sister was born. That's exactly why. Because I thought, what is this that we cannot support her and say, good for you. You look fabulous. Let your light shine, And I'm like, why? Where do we get that? And that's why I started Sister Oh Sister, because I thought, if we're not careful, there's going to be a new racism, and it's going to be a racism against women, because we're, like fat shaming and this and that. And look at this and look at that. What was her name who won the Oscar? And one of the few black women to ever win an Oscar. And what did they talk about? That she did not shave her legs or shave under her arms.
Who was that?
I'm Googling it.
I know who you're talking about. I cannot think of a name right now.
It was with Mariah Carey and what's her name? It was Precious, the movie Precious.
Oh, Precious, yes.
Monique. It was Monique, I think.
Monique, yes.
And they didn't talk about the fact that she won a freaking Oscar. They talked about the fact that it was either her legs or she did not shave underneath her arms.
It was the
That's
appearance.
what they spoke about.
And why, who really cares about the appearance? I mean,
The
quite
content
honestly,
of the character is what I care about.
Well, that's exactly it. Listen, an appearance as a public figure, yeah, I mean, you're going to be under more scrutiny. But as far as the media wanting to scrutinize, if you will.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Belaboring the point.
Yeah. She didn't shave her legs or her armpits or anything. I'm like, who cares? She won an Oscar. What was the Oscar for? Do you know why she won the Oscar?
Have you ever gone to Walmart or non-disclosed thing in your pajama bottoms? Go away.
Yeah, it's,
So what if she didn't shave that day?
Yeah,
Who cares?
who
Maybe
cares?
it's her.
That's
thing.
what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
That's my point, and that's the thing is that I thought, okay, so I started coming up with really good ideas with music, like "You Are So Beautiful," "You've Got a Friend," "Time After Time," and I just wanted to inspire women to say, "Come on, we have got to stand up for one another. We've got to encourage one another. We've got to just say, allow your sister if she comes into work and she looks fabulous that day, then tell her, girl, you look fabulous.
And if you work with Hammer, he's going to look at you and go, "Girl, you look fabulous." And I will too.
Yeah,
I will.
And he will. But quite honestly, that goes both ways. And even a male appreciates. Even if it's another man says, "Hey, you look really good in that shirt," like that blue shirt that I wasn't sure about wearing, that collar shirt before I got COVID.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Mike and everybody else is like, "Oh," he's like, "That looks really good on you." I was like, "Well, shit, thanks." It's just I took a shot in the dark and bought that light blue freaking Under Armour collared shirt, and I was like, well, get out of my comfort zone, and it's a cool compliment. Whether it's man or female, male or female, just to have that compliment to say, "Hey, you look good."
To have it, you look good. This color makes your eyes pop.
I'm gonna really throw a left curveball, I guess.
Yeah.
You, Rob,
Okay,
were one of the deciding factors of the Bad Habits Network uniform color.
pink. Yeah,
hot blaze pink.
Yep.
You were one of the main ones because when a couple of us put that color on, you're like, "Dude, rock that stuff."
Yeah, rock it. Wear it. Who cares? But unfortunately, I'm really bad at.
You are really bad at practicing what you preach
Thank
on
you.
that.
Yes, I am horrible. I'm horrible at it. But I will tell anybody that definitely if it's out of your comfort zone but you want to do it.
Yeah.
Do it for yourself. And screw what other people think about you, but when it comes to me, it's like, I'll be a little bit more reserved.
Shy dad mode activate.
Just more like shy Rob, I don't have a shy dad.
No, you have off the ice Rob.
I do have off the ice.
It's
Rob,
off the ice. I
it
got it. It's off the ice Rob or on the ice Rob.
Yeah.
Thank you, Liz. Thank you. I figured Rob out now. Is she gone?
But no, it's anybody likes to hear that compliment. Like I'll slap you on the ass all the time. You walk by
figuratively
me,
and literally, yes.
More literally than anything. They give you a little,
good game.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
But it's just the compliment. It always feels a little weird when you compliment a woman. Like for me, it's not like hitting on a woman. It's like, holy, you look really good today. You did something different with your hair. It's always a little different when you're complimenting somebody of the opposite sex.
Absolutely.
But do it anyways. It doesn't have to be awkward.
Or does it?
It
for the fun fact.
Depending on the
I
purpose.
go for the fun fact.
Depending on the person,
yes.
100% yes. But the people that you may or may not know that well, like I wouldn't go up to a complete stranger and be like, well, you look really good, unless I'm at the bar in 3 Sheets to the Wind, I might. But
all right, guys, I apologize for the hard cutoff right there. We had a studio crap out at this one. The studio just cut. We're going to invite Miss Liz Howard on again at a later date, and we're going to definitely do more with her. I believe Rob said he's going to be looking more into her site and play dates, and he will be doing that using the website soulfood-seminars.com. That is Liz Howard's website, and you can schedule play dates and check out her bio and all the other great things that we mentioned on this forum today. And unconventionally, I am not going to be doing the normal outro because that's how much I respect Liz and what she does for our veterans and community. Guys, have a good one. Have fun. Play nice. Here's your public service announcement for the day. Don't be a dick.